This show is strictly for entertainment purposes. We are not financial advisors. Please always gamble responsibly. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Spread Detectives, a podcast where we break down and get predictions on sports, ranging from the MLB, the NBA, the NFL, all the way to electronic horse racing. I'm your host, Nick. To my left, we got Drake at Double Down Drake on Instagram. To my right, we got Marshall at Moneyline Marsh on TikTok. And today we're going to go through some casino stories, just kind of story time with gambling.
Shoot the shit, yeah.
Different stuff we've done in our past. And Hank, Marshall, as a guy who's lost more money than most people will ever lose in a casino, I'm sure you've got some good ones for us. What's your number one story that comes to mind that's just turned your stomach?
It's probably when Drake was with me at the Cosmopolitan.
Okay.
So I've had royalty at the Cosmopolitan for a long time, wraparound suites and all that.
Yeah.
But the reason why I have that is due to this story right here.
Okay.
And we went a little prematurely. We went about 2 days early, and we were like, oh, no, we're just going to go have some fun, do the festivities.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Day one, as soon as I walked in, I didn't sleep, and I was at the craps table for at least 16 hours. Didn't lose a lot of money there. It was up and down. Ended up being down about $1,500. Next morning, woke up, absolutely cleaned the fridge, the free fridge of alcohol. Was absolutely hammered by 2:30, and I just had this itch that I wanted to go gamble. So I started off on blackjack in the high limit room, playing $1,000 hands, up and down, not really anything going on. Ended up coming up probably about $1,500. Took that at the craps table, lost it, and at that point, I'm drunk as a skunk. It's 4 o'clock. And
In the afternoon,
yeah. And I'm like, it's time to make some money. So I walk up to my room. I get my $20,000 that's in the safe, and just so happened,
there's a safe in the
there's a safe in every casino room that you are. But I went up, I grabbed 20 grand, and just so happenly, I run into this fool. It's we just random part pass. And he sees this look in my eyes that he's like, oh, he's going to do something stupid. And
Wait, you guys weren't there together?
No, I was out enjoying the Las Vegas excursions.
But we were both went together.
But we were both staying in the Cosmo.
Both in the Cosmo. He came with, and then I was out and about. I went to it's called a Absinthe. It's like a funny version of Cirque du Soleil type thing. On a helicopter ride. And
okay.
I was just doing fun shit. I was
did all the tourist stuff.
Because we've been to Vegas so many times.
And I was trying to run up some money.
Yeah, and I was like, we got.
What do you think I'm there for?
We got to have some fun.
Excursions.
So yeah, I tried to get him to come. He was like, he was on the fence about it, and then he was like, nah, I'm gonna just stay here and gamble. Da da da. So I leave. Whatever happens, I don't know what happened to him. But I get there, and I like he's literally walking. Either he was already in there, or he was walking into the high limit room, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just kick it with him, see what he's doing for a little bit.
Yes, we crossed paths. It's been since the morning, and he went and had fun.
Are you teed up or no?
No, I had like a bottle and a half of champagne, but that's basically water.
And then so I run into him. He sees this look in my eyes. He's like, what are you doing, fool? And I'm like, I'm going to get it back. I walk in, and
high limit room.
The first thing I do, shout out Jason in the high limit room at the Cosmo. Always free drinks for me there. But when I get there,
is it free drinks for everybody?
You gotta, probably. Yeah.
Anyone who's gambling is free
Anyone
drinks
who's
in the
dropping.
No, you got to pay for them shits. Like, I'm telling
at
you.
Caesars, you don't.
Well,
not in most, but you get free drinks at all casinos.
So you tell me that guy was just fucking me, and I was giving him like $500 tips.
Absolutely,
that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all
Actually, don't shout out Jason.
Nah. Jason still made you had a. I'm not gonna touch the mic. You make sure you had a great experience though, so you can't even knock him for that.
So
you start drinking.
Yeah, so I get my Macallan, and then we go, and then we play, and then I go onto the roulette table, and the first thing I do, I put $10,000 down on 2nd and 12. That's my favorite bet on the entire roulette table. It's 33%. You don't get great odds.
Not a good
something and something in my mind's always telling me it's going to hit anywhere between 17 and 24. First roll comes around, hits 36, just like that. I'm down 10 grand. I look down at him. I'm like, shit. Man.
I'm like, let's go, fool. He's like, nah. And he had a suit on, and he pulls out another.
He used to wear that
He pulled
suit.
out $5,000 more and just slaps it back on the ground. He's like, 2nd and 12 again. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, loses. And then he did it one more time, so this is 20K down the pisser. And then I literally looked at him. I was like, as your friend, bro, I cannot watch this. I'm out of here. Like, I think you should come. And then he dropped one more $5,000 stack, lost it, and he dropped to his knees. And
so, yeah, at that point, hands on my head, and about
hands on your knees.
Three spins, I'm down $20,000. But that's not give up mentality, boys. So he leaves me. He doesn't want to see any more a part of it, anything that I got going on. So I go back up to the wraparound suite. I grab $40 more $1,000. And I'm like, it's got to hit 2nd and 12. I cut, and then it's a little bit of a time lapse when you have to take the elevator up, you come back down. People are still playing on the high limit room. It still hasn't hit 2nd and 12. Oh, fuck it. It's got to hit this time. So I threw $15,000 down on 2nd and 12, hit 5. And just like that, it's down 35. And then I kept hammering 2nd and 12 until I basically lost $60,000. I will never forget this entire, this story. It was nothing fun because it was about 6 spins of just absolute nonsense. I mean, how's it not going to hit 17 through 24 at least once? And the kind of
isn't 2nd and 12 13 through 24 though?
Yeah,
so you have even
17 to 12 is in 12
Oh
numbers.
yeah, sorry. I mean, whatever, same shit.
But that's what you want to happen.
Yeah,
17
because I'm
Either way.
sprinkling anything in the middle, anywhere between 17 and 24. Yeah. But the biggest part about this gambling story is there was a kind of a happy ending at the end. So I went to bed that night. It was we were still about a day and a half away from our NBA Finals pick, and he had to go on to another excursion with his family and all that. And then I was invited, and I said no. Like I still have a lot of money left.
4-wheeler action.
So I ended up throwing $10,000 down on a 3-team MLB parlay. It was the Cardinals, the Cubs, and the White Sox. All favorites, -130, -155, and then
I'm so ready for MLB
there was a
season.
-110, and it wasn't even a sweat. So I put $10,000 down on that parlay. I won $42,000 back. So at the end of the day, I only lost $18,000 on that. Kind of that was my biggest loss in a period of 5 minutes in my entire life.
Yeah, it was tough to watch.
But getting that $42,000 back, and then we ended up winning the NBA Finals game that day. So I ended up leaving Vegas probably about $5,000 to $7,000 up. I can't imagine because I still had to pay for food outside of the Cosmo and all that. So, but it did end up being like a decent trip. But my biggest story from that is, don't ever play roulette, guys. You have way better odds when you're playing craps. When you have a 44% chance every single hand that you're playing blackjack. Baccarat is becoming a new thing for me. You know, it's basically 50-50. You take the buyer or you take the player.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get a little bit more into Baccarat. I see like Steve Will do it and all them are putting loads of money on Baccarat.
Well, because
it's legit a coin flip.
I like Seth showed us a little bit how to play, and I don't hate it. I mean, he just had like the player or the dealer thing. No, remember when we played for just a little bit, but I mean I wouldn't mind giving it another try. But I'd suggest anyone who's new to gambling, wagering money on anything, I'd say you're going to have a little more fun putting it on sports. But if you want to come hop on the degenerate boat, tables are always open, my friend. And I mean, I got to learn about craps. I still got to learn some poker.
I'm a craps legend.
I get a little shaky need when it's time to get up to the table. So like, I just I like either blackjack. Like I want to know, like blackjack, I'm cool with it because if y'all get mad at the way I'm playing, get off the table. I'm sorry. It's just I'm coming here to win me some money. If we can all win money, that's cool, but that wasn't what I walked up here doing. Unless I'm on the table with my friends, but
you don't strike me as the kind of guy to get nervous when you're gambling.
Well,
he's not gonna show face.
Once I'm drinking, then I don't give a shit. But like I walk into the casino, my first move, it takes me a second to like jump on something.
I see what you're saying.
Because I'm just waiting for like it's almost like a metal detector. Like I'm waiting to walk past the table and it like my gut tell me to stop. So, but then once a few drinks in, I'm just doing the rounds. I'm hitting every table.
Yeah.
And I don't wager what he wagers. It's not my cup of tea. But you know, we get in there, we have some fun with like $200 hands, $500 hands, and I've walked out with a couple $1,000 a few times. Nothing to that degree, but yeah, I don't have any like. I guess my most heartbreaking story of most lost money was I ran it up from like what was it about $200 to like $2,800. And I lost that in like 20 minutes. So it took me like 6 to 7 hours to get it to that point. And then the drinks played, the confidence played, and I upped my chips from $100 chips to like $500 chips, and it just all got
So my biggest thing with this, when we're talking about our gambling losses and everything, because there's wins, but you don't remember the wins, you remember the losses.
Yeah.
When you're hot, you're hot, and when you're cold, you are cold. And then when the best gambler is to know when you're cold and to walk away. And it's really hard because
I gotta say,
yeah,
from all the people we've met through like at casinos, through sports betting, and then you go to a table with them just to have some fun. Hats off to the guys who can walk away from a table at any point, hot, cold, whatever it is,
until you run out of money.
Yeah. Like
until you're forced to walk out. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's pretty easy.
deposit some money.
the people that can double their money and be cool with that, respect to you.
Yeah,
because for me, I start winning money and I'm like, oh, I'm about to take this whole casino down right now.
I'm about to crack the heads of this casino right here.
Hasn't happened yet, but I feel it coming now. I feel it coming.
So the biggest advice that I can get about this is always gamble responsibly. But when you're hot, ride your hot streak. You lose 3 to 4 hands in a row, or 3 to 4 rolls in a row, or 3 to 4 spins in a row, whatever it may be. You have to realize that it's your time and it's time to walk out.
Yeah.
That's going to be your biggest kind of successor if you want to kind of hop into this kind of field and this kind of life. But man, there's nothing better than being on that hot streak. I mean, it's just
people around you cheering.
Yeah, everyone's. Yeah. I'm running around the casino with like a chicken with his head cut off. I mean, I'm the man. Like, oh, I've just cracked their heads. 20 minutes later, I'm over there. So,
no, I mean everyone can have their own opinion on what they feel about gambling, because obviously there's very conservative people with their money and they're not going to want to do it. But at the end of the day, that's your prerogative, buddy. I got my own, and I like to have fun with my money because I'm not about to get buried with millions of dollars. So give it to me. Let me take it to the cashier. Give me some fucking chips and let's roll.
Let's fucking ride, baby. God, you guys maybe want to go to the casino right now.
Hey, end of this pod, we might be on the way. I give me some buffalo garlic parmesan wings. Like, come on.
Don't sell me. Hey, we got to stop by Keem's, though.
Yeah, he's got a few of your chips. That's fair.
Oh, shit. Well, Nick, do you have any like kind of like losses that you really sticks with you, like coming to table games or?
So, yeah, I mean, so when I flew, me and Joe went to Vegas July.
That was the time y'all saw each other.
Yes. So this is when we met. We flew to Vegas in July, right after COVID started. And because of the time change and everything, we ended up getting there and we were just dead tired. It was like 5 p.m. So we went to bed, or we got like a steak dinner. We stayed at Caesars. It was like,
hey, you know that shit was rare.
yeah. It was moving still. It was like $80 a night. We were on like the 23rd floor of
Where
Caesars.
was it at?
Caesars.
Remember, you got the room at the Wynn for like $100.
The thing is, I remember the only thing I remember
COVID.
about what he's about to say is you wanted to link up with them and say what's up, and I was with Lexi, so I just stayed over here, and I saw y'all from across the way before I ever met you.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you. I didn't know you saw us.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't know what I looked like. He told me who he was going to meet with, so I saw him.
Yeah.
But my bad. Let's go.
No, you're good. You're good. So we, like I said, we got a steak dinner, went to bed. It was like 8 o'clock. We woke up the next day and it was like 5 a.m. So I'm just like, let's go down to the tables. You know, at that point, 5 a.m. at the tables, you have 2 people.
Yeah,
you have the early risers who are having fun, or you have the guy who's still up from last night. So I ran it. We were walking to the high rollers blackjack. I pulled out like 1,500 or something like that. And I go into the high rollers blackjack, which is $200. So that's really not the smartest thing to do with only $1,500. But I was like, whatever, it's fun. This dude's sitting there with like 50, 60 grand in chips, like putting $5,000 a hand. Mm-hmm. We end up talking to him. He starts giving us drinks because every time he'd win, we would drink. I don't really drink. So it's like 6 a.m. and I've had like 5 shots. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to play with this guy.
6 a.m., 5 shots. See, Vegas will do shit to you.
Yeah, exactly. And someone who does not drink.
Yeah,
right?
he don't even drink.
And so we start playing, and I ran that 1,500 up to like 4,500 in about 5 minutes. And that part of me was like, get up. And the dude, and even Joe was kind of like, it's time to get up. Maybe you should get up. And the dude was like, no, where are you going? And then he gave Joe $1,000 to stay. Joe lost it in one. He put it on one hand. Absolutely torched. But then I lost that 4,500 in probably like 6 or 7 hands, just down to completely zero. I couldn't believe it. Left, got some brunch, had some mimosas. Yeah, absolutely. Just sick to my stomach.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
And then come back, and the dude had lost all his chips, and he was at the cashier's. He had another $60,000 in chips. He was going back to the table. So it turned out like he was a farmer or something from L.A., and like his horse had just died. So he was just like mourning, just
getting
like
it out,
pissing money.
Yeah,
and that was one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Hey,
for
not
sure.
a quitter.
Not a quitter, no, for sure, but a loser, absolutely.
From the same trip, we're all. A good thing we're staying on topic here because this is all within this. This is all happening at the same time because I was there, you were there.
Yeah.
And at the craps table, remember that guy at the craps table? It was like a white dude or a Hispanic dude. And he was like hella loud, yelling and shit.
He was wearing the Louis Vuitton jacket.
Yeah, and you and him just caught a vibe. Y'all were just like.
Oh, I was on that table for at least 3 hours.
But that's who reminded me of when he said, there's 2 types of people because he was on the table at night I came back at 8 in the morning. He was
Still
still
there.
on the table.
Oh, that guy didn't sleep.
No,
The guy that I was.
And then they
playing with,
left
his
from
money.
the craps table. Like his girl went up and got the bags.
Yeah.
And they left from the craps table because when you ride the craps table that long, you get your hot streak, but you got to know when to leave. And he didn't leave in time. He lost his fucking money.
Yeah.
But
It was
a
at one
lot-
point he
it's
was
a-
up.
It's a hard thing
Yeah, I was
to
just
learn, though.
spectating though, because like
I mean, it's a
craps
guess.
is a real fast moving game, and I wasn't too
Yeah.
familiar with it. Like when it was like less crowded, I was getting in on some craps because literally the fucking dealer's like telling me what to do.
Oh, yeah.
So and I was hitting. I was like, yo, shout out to you, throwing them tips like $20, $25 each
Yeah.
time, and I was having a good time. Like I only put in like $100. I was up like 600 in quick.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, this game's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then once I kind of get the gist of it, like I haven't won anything on craps since.
I had a guy
Craps
do that.
isn't cool. Craps is cool until it isn't. Until the table is cold.
Because you lose your money faster than anything.
It was
on
a funny
craps.
story. So we had this guy that I used to go to Vegas with. It was with George. He had this friend. We called him the cooler. Anytime he would come up and try to put money on it, they were rolling sevens out the wazoo. So me and my boy George, we're sitting there. We're rolling hot. About 45 minutes in, I'm up like $3,000. We're having a great time. Buddy comes in. He knows that we're gonna talk shit, so he goes on the other side. We didn't notice him until he placed the money down, and then next thing you know, just so happens he gets the dice, and then me and George are like, oh
no.
fuck. So we try to pull our chips and like, no, all bets are locked.
Jeez.
Very first roll,
Seven.
it's 7. We almost wanted to beat the shit out of this dude. Like,
Yeah, for real.
and then I was looking at George. So like the whole point of the story is be as superstitious as you want. I'm not telling you to be.
Everyone has
superstitious.
their own thing.
Find your kick on the superstition, because I'm telling you that shit works. That shit is mesmerizing when it hits, and it's so demoralizing when it loses.
All right,
But
before we wrap this one up, just to play off that, I say we all give our top superstition when in the casino. Mine, the dealer cannot have an L in her name. It's just win, lose. I don't want an L, or his or her, cause whatever. But no L's in their name. If I look on a name tag, I see an L. That's absolutely not. Unless I'm a little drunk, then I'll think about it. But if there's 2 L's, that's a no. I'm not doing it. So that's my stupid superstition.
mine is going to the craps table. I need to be the 5th person joining in to a hot table, because I'll walk around for a minute at the craps table. I'll walk around to like 4 or 5.
So you don't
craps
like
tables.
a dead craps table?
There's no point. I mean, because I was literally rolling hot one time, and I had people giving me money just because I was rolling hot for 45 minutes.
That's a
Yeah.
benefit from
is
craps
cool.
that you don't get from other table
no,
games.
no one's gonna tip you on
Definitely not.
They're only-
not hitting on a blackjack table or something
Yeah.
like that. Like craps is
Yeah.
the only thing that's really like I feel like it's a team gambling sport.
Oh yeah, exactly. I get that feel from the table too.
My biggest superstition is if I see a table that's hot, there's only 4 people. I'm gonna be the 5th person. I'm gonna be sitting on the right. I'm gonna be standing on the right end. And then I get Jägermeister, which is, I hate Jägermeister,
that's
but I
gross.
get a Jägermeister shot, and we go, and then I'm literally rolling for hours, and it's a great time. And I usually walk with either between $3,000 to $5,000 every time.
Yeah, I mean, my superstition's not really like a superstition per se, but I don't, like, if I'm walking up to a blackjack table, I will not play with a dealer who doesn't look like happy. Like,
I can respect that.
just
Like
a-
if they don't
like a
like
straight
like
face.
if they look like they'll enjoy taking my money because they don't look happy. Like I want someone to be like good hit and like
Yeah.
like just have fun
Someone
with me.
to
Like I'm
interact
if I'm having the better time I'm having with you, just the same as a waiter or waitress, the
Yeah.
better I'm gonna tip you when I'm winning.
Exactly.
So like
and it's the
I
same
agree
thing,
with that
like,
one.
if I win and they're happy, it feels better. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
100%.
And even if you lose and they're happy, sometimes it's like, all right, man, why are you
No,
smiling?
at Saquon, there was a dealer and
Stop smiling.
I was like, should I kick this fucking guy? But it didn't happen. But
Yeah.
I think nice little episode too on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. Well, and we'll dive deeper into it. You
Yeah,
know,
we gotta go and add into some casino stories. So that's on us.
for sure. We also got to talk about like our biggest bets and stuff. I know you got some big ones. I got some decent sized ones, and I think you got some good ones too.
I got
so,
2 good blackjack stories.
Yeah, so we'll definitely get into that. But thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment at the bottom of the video. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good week.